egu ho de amaye owie pe ye beba fie na ya ba bedi enkomo ewo fie na afi nsem ewo fie nyina no yetimi atwetwe eho enkomo abadwafo betena sena ya biebie nsem no mu na ne fie no ebeyere se na kedwamana de bo enwom no si dwedweredwe nti de wo ho no so lo akwaba
mejo so boss
ti de wo ho nyina ni
ai
de wo ho nyina ni
ya
okay that's it why de wo ho nyina ni
sana say
from 12 to 4:30 de wo ho nyina ni
ena mbuza say sana say
yati
emune mpie
no comment anyway ka o de yen kwama no ne why program you betia join here e wo 0241915555 0241915555 say SMS ana say WhatsApp ubetimi edo messages afa ho a ye benya bre ene adaje ene akenkan e wo dwumadie so ede amount solo die rama no ne owia na afi ya befie ne abedi enkomo a e wo fi ntisolo boss
right enti ye din komo ewo enkrofon so ene enwumre ewo eye dwumadie ne so na ye ba na ya be din komo kakra enso ewo fie ede amamwa perfect skin and body therapy Reco Herbal Mesha PKB group of companies Nescafe Kaho Bash Digital Satellite and so ede ewo honma ye bana afi ya be di eno so enkomo ede amamo ewo eye dwumadie ne so ene enwumre na ye hyensem na se ede a free former Barcelona woman striker obo edema Spanish national team no eye David Villa na David Villa unse osiakan edema Atletico Madrid kakra and Sacra and all retired from football na we in Atletico Madrid announce say David Villa are returning to club no na say no bano eye advisor as part of the board of directors Jumedia Obana Wabedi and some ede ama Atletico Madrid Wamwebo Kono and David Villa and so ababe somwa yede and also and common eba ewo eye Jumedia no so na urem ewo Sweden national team so eya dear coach Adi Dini Graham Potter former Chelsea one head coach former West Ham United head coach one summer extending the contract ede amano as Sweden national team head coach na 2030 and on the contract ebe ende na unim so join him Sweden national team no or signing a short-term contract in October 2025 we about 3 games we win bako on win bi yes we draw me na we lose bako and so honma no Graham Potter the record as a Swedish national team manager when contract extension and some honma ya dem and also commano edem amount na Mason Greenwood and the Ebony unsa coach and ding and so the Roberto Di Zerbi yes so ni Mason Greenwood enyan ema ka ketwa bi anka oyino edina free team ni mo ni nya ne sano mu gidi ese suban a akwada ne denadi e PH bobo konim no na enye suban pa entedu ba bi kra no bench no e wo games bi ti se PH any Arsenal mu e mo catch a player ne say o expecting more e dey free no ho o mu gidi ese na akwada no o la kadasika attitude as akwadro bi e woni mu ene ekoye team meeting ubeko na wa late debi okra o makra entini nyina keka bomu ema Roberto Di Zerbi adwai anko yi Mason Greenwood edino every Marseille wamwe bobo konima eno enso eye Jeffrey eba ye dem mamo ewo eye dwumadie ne so ene enwumre Douglas Luiz we jane ne yiri no ne girlfriend no eye baba friend no Alicia Leman oni na wie ne social media so na ababa we other way your friend Duda Gaspar former Arsenal legend your friend Edu Gaspar ono ne bano no they say Douglas Luiz ababa we na on any shisha wa din Duda Gaspar no yes fine model I say almost so aji social media no aboswa almost trendy wo hono man no so and come on bana yes akwada we 19 years po na me hu am say hey that be 19 the any osapao na kromu akwache 19 amasa wa hwe ya dibe obadoni Douglas Louis say woman to obi akase omo so enam eye entintan fidie ni so Germania eno so won sem no eba ewo eye dwumadie no eso na Argentine efe ewe oma pilot unse finalissima eye kan Georgia World Cup ene the Georgia Euros last edition no woman ashisham eye match de amomo a ye friend finalissima na nyame ya adomu a afidie no eye March 31 ena eba so na originally lanka wase koso wakata ena mpanyimfo aye free ho Argentina efi etewa omusio ya unsa ade no omode match no eko Santiago Bernabeu bra obia anka nche ye pade ye mo game no e Bernabeu ye be se ko Italy ho baabi na ye so ekosi akan e ho no no e Argentina efi omuso ensem omode ba bra finalissima venue still na ho aba asem a eno so nsem no eba Donald Trump boss we tweet enumre visa infanto so na we dey any ahwefo nyina nkenkan ni tweet ni bi na boss oni o say unse enche na aba se Iran national team no almost sports minister enra o de betu dwa say Iran national team no epese wo mo ejai World Cup ne krako omo mpeso mbeko akosi akan ama they say obi kan na hwan na beko na Iraq beko na we na beko FIFA be replace ana said den ehun nsem ne wo ho ewie na Donald J. Trump president at my United States of America wako ne X account so na odi akoto say the Iran national soccer team is welcome to the World Cup, but I really don't believe it is appropriate that they be there for their own life and safety. Thank you for your attention to this matter. President Donald J. Trump was say wa welcome country bia to the World Cup, but Iran for nankasa no wo mo he mo safety and wo mo life wo ma makranke on the osu betimi abo but so ba na hwe na say ade a me ko ya hwa ye nya ye ntimi mo me ho ba na say me nkwa e da jamu a na wa watu hofo no watene fi o say asem ne etiawa and wakachi Iran or national team no we Donald Trump president in my United States of America one to Twitter wakoya and so on seven eba report Italy as Robert Lewandowski after the contract with Barca Juventus epese womo and no and so a sign contract no be siakai Eriema Juve one we bobo kune no so and one seminal eba coach and day and so the Luciano Spalletti or Juve yes some the proposals me no and I command they kind of find a contract extension or they kind 1% of money initial 12 months till 2026-2027 or yeah no renew for another year and answer on the up straight 2-year deal now I to also Eddie Juma Eddie Ama Juve one way Bobo Kone no and Koma Omuguso and no AD they said the Madrid doctors are confirming Mbappe fit next leg against Man City Obeko na wakobobi ewo Itihada ye dem eno so won sem no eba Victor Font and Ope Barca presidency na we all cancel de che Barca chita for so player Indian in Holland no or one of the best strikers so we are on there omo ye convinced say ombenya the priority normal recruit to Erling Haaland no aba FC Barcelona so no Victor Font eba be president edema FC Barca wo a team na ya dia obebomodin Mbappe aba na wabesi akan ama Barcelona wo mo eboboku na eno so eho ensem no eno no Pedro Neto enra unse game ne koso no woko pim PSG boys ne baako ema nsem ni ewo hono mo na Pedro Neto kra babonten ba apologize say owie game no oyini Jesse edema boy no ema chese omo chese na PSG furniture so wa be patch all the enkeche din enumre diamete any say UEFA I open disciplinary proceedings at etia Pedro Neto after say okopim boy ni piano edene to ba bia na ogidie ese Pedro Neto delay time and so honoma eno said ye de eho ensem no ede ema ewo eye dwumadie ne so ye gina eno so de amanone nsem no ede aba na wie ye perfect skin and body therapy ko omaso ye animu ya na omonye skin no enwa adwuma emfa ema na perfect skin and body therapy na akwa pimples stretch marks nenso ben kotwa tattoo ni nyina ombeyi ede from body slimming body enlargement flat tummy no so ombeyi bi ede amount kuma se enkran and attack radio omo branches e ho no akwa ombehel 0553 312 911 frame nani omo endi enkomo afei reko heba misha ekrase drone no reko heba misha ena onomu a eyi pressure free ho eyi koko e free ho eyi infections bia enso edi free ho na afei aboa mema no ewo ompamu dwumadi general wobin eka onipadua no ebenya ho de reko heba misha baby eto no mu ha okwa o de kaso pereko heba misha abenya bi na wato opedodo a for 0244 47 0067 0244 47 0067 PKB group of companies, brand new car tires, brand new car batteries. Womo ena MIB ewo omo asye na obejia un say yes ye de no papa tires no enam ho pa onante a ehida ye ho ena ye de man ketwa ene akese ka bia de oba obenya bi na wato main office ewo tafo nkremofo ase no enhwe animu ofori krom Euro Junction and Crime Brigade Teshinungwa Beach kwan na kotema no ye ho no mo frɛ 0209 170 030 any PKB endi enkomo Ramadan busumi Nescafe tonsa edi fro bibia se omo meka chese ye meka omo ho na na mo nto sonko a wo mo etu no ya beka omo no matu omo kire odo fi so omo ani aso na omo ye adoye nso ye na enafu aduasa ena omo yi asi ho a omo se ye kwan aduasa a obetumi afa so na anamontu omo tu no wonso watumi anya emu adodode no ebi entiko internet ne so Nescafe website and our social media handles ni nyina na onso watumi ehu sede nchemu no etie efa omo anamontu no ehu Nescafe ema ebusuafo nyina Ramadan Karim Nescafe make your world bash digital satellite decoders bejibi game centers hotels guest houses restaurants individuals mumaji decoders ni bi na momfanko baby a mudi djuma no eno ene bema TV no eso ayefe ye installation and I recharge e the account door to door delivery ye the count of home services ni nyina ye beboa na ye e the Amabrepo junction ship mo ho and a bash digital satellite ewo 0200050848 and a 0556 287757 Easter convention no a Thursday 2nd April Ekopim Sunday 5th April Pillar of Zion Church International Evangelist Akwesiewa Edomano and a desa convention no so ewo Babayara Sports Stadium Heroes Park yenshe na ye mompaye na fe so yentia radiasem Easter breno 2nd April to 5th April and a djumadi any by morning and evening sessions and a demam 8:30 anopa debia and a 6 p.m. enumre and usu debia djumadi no baso yegusua security personnel and omo aye djuma company no a reputable company kese pa and utiemina upe djuma aya for 0554 257 419 0554 257 419 na onso wanya adwuma na waye yegyina no so yede amanone nsem ene nkrofo nkroso yede amanone nsem ne aboafo nsem no edi sina dwumadie no atoaso ede amamo boss ene me papa baako birthday Mr Ernest Nkansa Kwaten ene daddy birthday ntino ye wishe nyankopon hira ene more years ede ama Mr Ernest Nkansa Kwaten every family ni nyina ho ena eba ena fe Deborah Ofori Ajiman ene no so awoda o Methodist
ono so ye hwan
eno every akate power ho ena eba
akate power no hwan
wa oni pa ya one wadus adwuma ho
Kwame Adu. Kwame Adu akura.
Katepa. And was here she Deborah for Yajiman.
Minua Kwame Adu.
Yeah. Do na friend ya fuwa. Methodist school or Bantama ene ono so e di na oda. Ti ye de NOAC ho na show no. Atwaso.
Yeda se solo yeda se. So we aboafo ni nyina. Wa wie bibia.
Europa League matches ne so basu.
Enu America dey be ba se first game ni Roma ne Bologna.
Yeah. Roma Bologna.
Ba enu America dey be se Messinia kwabna minta kan don so Messinia wakas.
Okay. No health minister.
Yeah, no lead me one.
Okay.
Say ne Ghana population obo number bi say kidney ne sa nyoma no won kan sa post ni bi
da bi ene men kan but but say boss yare ne de abapa o
nti anopa me da ho na me bisa me questions bi say ene yare ni bi wo ho a asa be ye common first no na on te sa yare no kra
yes
ba ku ye diabetes
sure asichiri yare no
sichiri yare na solo so be kai first no minim se watna ma
wo ponim ka
busuan wo se bue dia busuan we dia
ya wo ponim ka kra
na metimi no di sanko
ye dia awe so pen
na edura nwumre na se yesu a adwane e be survive ya ye ma me de betimi dia ma ya ye pan no ne esichiri
ya no kre pano ni esicha na se bi okra ne entel dokono
na entel dokko kware se na wakwa yi kakra pano ni esiche na dia bom
o se entel dokono mtimi ma ya esichire so de gu nchen o
ye di but ne entity diabetes ne sanyo
David
tinedie na aba
minim de but em se nuane dodo na ye di no nuane no dodo na wo ho no ma minim hawa because they say nuane diabetes no say no lady wo bi nti no me de me didi na chi ko hospital ne ade na em say nuane bebre na ye di no na e de sa yare ne bre
cause ayehu
starch wom
maamu no anu nuane ne maamu ye nuane esremo momoye
ene ne ma no gugu mu no
momoye because they say the rate amanfo de nyoma frafre nuane na say me hu se bayira ya che ho asem bi bai atese na be ye deja
me kra ma say misro
the amanfo eye wo Ghana han ehu
che na e bo mu de ni say ma we papa ma we
agu yam
so on say me service wo fun ase kokobin
ai na ho de obe
le bo mu say ya ntini e bo breaker na ya so
ko jodi ene meko
awurade a meko no ma cheche ne ketua bi akono
obi ma na ne fish kakra bi
ba sa ba ire no betim kra de awo bi ko ho agu no den
bo se den yes okota so pe ba de achine
na de
se ni nyina no mu kuye eti e be stress mo amuton nuane no monye ya dom kakra na munya se mo de nwoma e frafra ene do kono kra na be kwakoto ani afrem
no kre boss me ko
etrimoden sembe no
se me bodwa no me ko to zomi abrewa se ne kondo zomi na mko
sports ne ye de batasi esu e
kebi zomi di kofi boss obi a wadi zomi ngubia onim se de zomi ni taste ye se sudi no mde afraw na aye ko se de yin
e de bone na mudi esa no
enye na nanse won se zuba ko tu nkrofo bi omo no aduana ba bi omo no aduane ne paawo ayi honom anam refinding station ye wo Dr. Mensanchi mu honom sa no ayi o station pa
Dr. Mensa mehu sa station
ai o ko tu nkrofo bi ano omo no aduane o boss na ba bi omo ye aduane no se ye ka se aduane we kura na ye de aba kroma be si ba bi se ye nton man nkrofo a onjini efin pa efin na gata bia deda honom ne chese niema no mu ye aduane wo mkra no uti hu se nyankopon na hwe so ko nuane bebra ye ba adwuma anopatu anwumre ne ye todi wo krom no boss e de how bebre ne breye ka bi na yare bebra aba na se jokingly na me ni obi di nkomo se say HIV AIDS kra nyehu ese yade ye bobosi but ende no kasre
ese o mo ton nuane ene fish kura keke kura na ne edurashe
ai enti omozi ese oko market unhu se once na kura bonam so
ni na president
ede abone na ese modi
nipa mi nipa ho sika no de anim kan ni kwa ko obefa so obenya sika nkwa ne hia no in your health. Me can all nobody. Me can here. Also representing 19% of Ghana's population. I say 4 million something of
kidney.
Your kidney, you know. What does it?
So bit me got tough fish. Now go over 8 months. Na fish inside. Other fish, you go for free.
Mama wo dwa so amoton nyoma titiru nuane nyoma yedi kwa yeyem ye besre mo mo hwe ni ye na mo kum nipa
be organic food pa di no
usu ye nipa ni bi
organic bi onya organic
odi nuro e hye nuane ne ton mankofo no
enwura ne kra
so mo nyare no usu ye nipa ni bi ene kwadu keke kura be di kwa ese gisi edi nuro eduro ne hye kwadu keke fruit no cry yesi eni na ma ya hoden no and the fruit no ye di nuro na sha sana
afi apple o de two eti wo 1 2 are na say because enlungwa and apple taste first pa udi apple
and the first
is odi watermelon cry and udi apple adane
e de bone na modi ni kuro mu asa no
ene de woni abre
no captain areho pa ebia o te ba bi na ebi ntowa e na wo hu se de site
adwene
ene obi bi yare a so local obebo no
boys into what study even up till now omo team class ye no omo ahoden chen ya tikru ma ye toto enuane wa bontin because omo no uko microm se che do ma se ana enyine su a efie no be 95% obi anu na aduane ofie na edi ono nkofa bibia an share aduane ni ndi ti de bia na aduane no odi ni nyina ahoden wu omo bate ye to aduane wa bontin di bebrebe no sai urban areas Kumasin Kran Takra de ni ade no ye na de bia ye yare oho baba tena Kumasi abobra obekọ na abro aposopo e da so na we be 40-50 years e go chairman
yokusiu
adai na mukum nipa e wo Kumasa kum nipa because of aduane kakra beton ama nipa di abenya sika bibia na ese mu de adura fra bibia na mu de adura fra na se na metie professor bi yesi aduro bi aba yesi boys ne so mo no ma so mo nya ahoden o se de
okode
eso mo de aduro ne ma ayi rat kwa ne twi ye de
kusia na sa ekura
Robert ne adanko rat kusia ekura
ana rabbit ya adanko sase
anya korate mo
eso mo de aduro ma na any 5 minutes ne wo
as you kun ho
omukọ ba bia nipa ne ton san nro na yeso onum bi oso onum ono a wo ton no ba to ton man kofo
so there's enforcement no
ebe se
sa ko bi na se ne je guys we don't kutokuta
e bottle
and guys boys bi stop o se omo to bi na empty se din na be ko hwegu e yo mo ton aduane
ebenya daje wo sa de no
plastic bowl no
ebe se food and drug board for so no mom ntena office nko a enye tie
armchair you for nko
enye tie na yi nko na da bia moto office for yi bra na ba register mun kofom
yo bo kofo so no wo sa ko je bribe
mun kofom food and drug board mun kofom na mun nya se da bia moto e ko
authority
so mu rampa igane die
na munya se da bia moto office na ma hye suit no mabo tie no
the market akese ndi wo se wo rampa
ade nyenye no ke
MDA for no
omo se chips na anko for ka se
omo de rubber
according to test
be no mko ye
ade a jibu esi ye kra ankrofo experiment omo de rubber ni bi atum se ye de rubber ni tum but enane mfra anwa no ye de chiwie videos e wo ho no ma enkrofo bi person mo justify ade no mo ye ne se ade nkwa de rubber ni tuma obechi asa yi rubber na ne mfra anwa no
te ya hwe ne nyina ya mbo a ye kra etie yi bedu no bi enyo obi ama ne ntie biko ye nyina ya kodidi ama asamasi asem na reho
ade kra boys yi ana ahye o minimu yeze kra enhye bi
yentu ho na mo na yentu ase udi sa abone ni bi e wa bra woto ade a ana woto ade a yidi ko yeyem a hwese free na ekɔ ya no begyae na waboa amanyoma atimi akoso okay na me hwe so lo sorry ko why so ni say the kind of Unim zade.
Oh, sir. Nkrofo se mo mo kana e
unim se ebe mu de
oh me ka wa chire on
o mate nti mo mfa ho asem na okay nti yento aso exactly 5 p.m. you the next hour see e be din komo e wo ensem e wo fie kopem se e be soro so amanu nsia kase ebo aba beto aso aha Oyerepa 100.7 Jumadi ni din highway sports captain siasia atenase saa so na Alhassan Said Kofi Zakito ono so atenase yemfa nsem no enhyehye so captain ma misa o question we Jano pay me raise the role of media when it comes to Asante Kotoko.
Yeah, you play
a role and I see a play.
Oh, like a media in any country, you know, you are supposed to be responsible, responsible journalism. And yet to Asante Kotoko, but to Ghana as in general, report to Nokre, and Sema they happening. On how in for being control to the puzzle and Kofa just say idea any no cray and from number 2. So I expect
Michael Osu Eke at the message be by. Now me hear some message and answer me the question I must say. The media shouldn't force themselves to bring news about Asante Kotoko when there is none. They should give us accurate news. And some supporters of Asante Kotoko who are gossipers should also revise their nose this time around.
Sana kibia se ezenko bia no. And I make responsible journalism. Report what is really happening, what is going on. Now, over emotions, any hatred, enka now I report it. But obia we shouldn't expect to say anya dey be any die no chese nya no kre. Me problem akwan na work to supporters e horo no. Se wo hu ade no mpo na no kre na wo ka enya ni denti no atage wo. E ba mu a o me kan so nipa asma na wo ka se na no kre na wo ka. Obedi du atem kwa. Because onu free say once utikuma say wo ka every positive the any ho kra so come as Asante Kotoko. Etinu mi free say that's not the way to go. No. So we are responsible journalism or report what the SCA. Forward the enka emotions over enka. Right. As you know, you expect the media to be responsible to all the clubs in Ghana here, not only to Asante Kotoko, and to all the clubs. Now supporters also expect to say responsible journalism. And yet they bear with them one ever catch. And they was sumude. But yes, me that's always be my me go. Me very difficult say me so na me ha mani me campo. Ana me hu dey no kran so me ntimi kama no ntum. O ti ase. Se eni wo se me hwe obi pa ntimi ni obi anya issue da. My adwuma say kakra 20 years na this year twemu ko. No be any issue that because I won't report that they are any sanity. And me who they are no crime so me ntimi nsu nkama no ntum. Meka. I don't think me to criticize Asante Kotoko at the same time so Kotoko ya papa ma papa na baso. I don't think am for me to tag Kotoko ni obi me house ni obi me say yes I am a penisa. But you know, yes, let's expect say you be report to Nema ebe develop in class no. Any system no. Let's not add the emotions. Me the one me support unti. E say me can say me dey me tan omo. And say me say ka ho na me manipa no me just give a dog a bad name because open no. Nya hangi no. We are the first to say, and I don't believe in that. You can't first. And then boys no, Abano, F4, so can't say my name, no. Me, I'm a kind of first. edu kan first no dey but me feel say asem by our kind how we were able to digest or analyze asem no that's the most important aspect of your adwuma no all kind of first in here and you know be the first to say no as we create a lot of problems at the back at the end ye and I'm a tiny plan to make customer every man who you see the point and also MY at the media you have a lot of responsibilities you might be I say yeah in Emma your human class you say respect but say me primo akwa me can am nipa ho ayi me tan nipa na me mpɛ na asɛm ana me na me pɛ na me bɛsɛ me kam obi hu sɛ asa na de tie mi wanya sa na tie no it's not helping anyone it dey make my can no
go visa gido for kakra so na
do
afeyin rura nsɛm no mu ye
responsible journalism is the way to go. That's in the correct. So you should be sure and be accurate. But any time be answer now, when there's no journalist in the world that or why 100% accurate that. There that one that could be a better fan. Yes, it be a washer that, but it be an or source no. And I'm more in terms of giving you the information that's in it here. Now, I call for baby. What young condoni as a young gentleman, young encourage say Mashada Obita Wichi say Yerane Obi down and you know near set agenda say young Shada near run Obi down for Obi to gain from that agenda and uncle for asset no. And the manageable way again from where now maybe a point of free ban or pay any message by near. Truth is that Chroma say acquire say Kotokono a buma fan say a yo mo a japadi. Senor Mona Kotokona Obia and Yokotokono. And Omontias Mobia and Yokotokono, someone as Yokotokono or at any point in time, they have to be part of those closer to those who are running the affairs of Kotoko. Eti Jibo say a basse obiba na oyena jun say or come from the normal norm of sab crofona or mono or majata or many say or mona Kotoko tambia no mona say ben whoever is running Kotoko no anything different or mon kanwa. Then the team they claim to love turn to their enemy. Near started now more called FM stations criticizing everything you are doing, saying bad things about your administration. Now you have journalists to say things against you. Most of the things are deliberate lies against the regime just to create dissatisfaction among supporters against the one who is doing the team. I agree with you, Jibu. Say, Sadia no issue sees. Na board no solo should be careful. Because what I've realized, I said, Jibu, most of the times now, so a nipa na or team no, and also a kamubi, and a Sadia nisi. Dear no, Oba. Let me create some friends in the media. And your moi Kotokwasemba, young Fabi Mamo, young Framubi. So by doing that, now the other side also officer Sadia and they say when they you create our own stories every day to create confusion. Our system. And the boss should be very careful with the people they work with. Because your uncle Fabu wa Oma Omu say ye the team is Omundo team no. They will try to go close to the board. They will try to go close to the management. Sankofono they are enemies because time be a confusion be na almost in a free more confusion is. Eti and look what encourage agenda setting type of journalism no yen share and create stories yen create lies yen ma obi hunye our system no mu that one we should encourage it but say again esina wo ka jibo obi ano me sa wo be kan no kre no say no kre na supporters will not be happy na no cry nobody cares about what they feel no cry they no cry but it shouldn't be said mashada now I know say whether is lazy kind of journalism or production or what how I should put it but what I say there are certain stations that omo aka to omo ho say Kumasi ase die say oye na adwin no say oye program no koto kwa say minimum a yenti only listeners that is I know some stations pa e ka omo the policy on you know omo say koto kwa news
no
and
because of the environment you find yourself so tell me say
and
majority of your stories set is all Manchester majority of their stories on bed discuss or radio stations why teams or more so tell me say no there
and no na say there be nya bonus on bed discuss
obeja Manchester United asema ko kan no the fact say and only baby a
say na me kan no the me kan na me be say because I say oma yes chinchina I say kakoto kwa aseminti no ade chi na bi ni hompa ni a create intro ntubo nwa no ni a mo twa intro na si wo say wa say because kotoko so support do na no maso yom de oti asem na onya abotre emfa ni a say no kasa nya no kure ye ti say si wo wo di sika na ya sorry de tia no na si wo no odi esika na oma say team no na adan issue eti the fact that you are in Kumasi I'll be enim sampa Kotoko is the biggest Kotoko and us supporters do our region we mu I'll be episode 10 na asem na nkyere say twontro lie create your own lies na cause confusion eti jibo born no mu adwuma ye and how they handle the media around here and very key because no crow pan say Kumasi jibo yeni bebre adechia one dia na say o say chinchina oben team no and because akwa say de bia na say kokoto kwa 70 no all the stations media guys no think say they have to be friends of the regime to get stories eti se ono o trasa okona ye mbie puna fa mana o se bia enro o se captain ne board member ko nam ono so trasa ko be kona nkono akoya damfo ono ko ye mbie puna fa ma no ende sa dia me se no menya wo se captain ye bie puna ma captain ko ade then I will destroy everything
okay
eti jibo sa den dem wa I think say if we think say but in all this thing no jibo the board should lead the media. You see, as my Kenyan, if you go elsewhere, as my Kenyan, no, only the media no. They direct the news that comes out. And that's why I'm talking again. The almost a team that sit down. They know at any point in time news is about Bonte. Dusha, Opa, here teams like I say no. If they want to sack their coaches, you saw who news about Bonte. If they want to sack the coach, then they start using their guys, you know. Leaking information, sir, and making coach unpopular because they want to sack him. They start doing maybe how you want to say. They are directing what is going on the air. Play B, Sabi, just maybe the net omompa. Look at how what they do to Rashford and those guys that Jenny Sancho. So you think that news, you know, and then within the free bar. I'm not about one thing. I'm not taking piano microphone. So at any point in time, they lead the media. But I said, yeah, Kotoko and lead the media, no. Rather, they are always reactionary. I'm not chema. I'm going to create a seminal. Then there's some very active. But Kroma say, I don't know why I say Kroma says Ghana. Ye di kind was and babontia no cre obesa was saying ye enti wo de nibium the moment asaminya first news no ba bontin say Kim obaka de yentie eti the media team of Kotoko next administration biano should find a way to lead mo ntwen asembia ba you see asma yake elsewhere and elsewhere po even a buying government krano or the media WhatsApp group abayin no Ghana abayin na or the media WhatsApp group omo leading giving them lead information on how they want the news to be carried out. Certain say say nya omo bi o. It is always a news big na eba bontia omo a media platform that omo nkofobia they use them. The media team, you have to have a media team that nkofobia market yeah mo dey say we mo dey yes he's a journalist but he's a Kotoko supporter.
Okay.
The whole media team at any point in time you lead by giving those guys information to take it out. The time biano news about discuss biano news mo na mo pese dey you discuss it no ma discuss it. Etino jibo I think say omo adwuma ye and they have to find a way to deal with the media very well because ekoye old one na bi na bo say ya na obi sitechiri and they we mo do omo ye adwuma enye na onye obi dey akroma so de jibo kroma se ne kroma ayehye no o nipa 10 esi wona nipa 10 so e bia benya be 5 na bia ka so ala 6 bi na ka se onje kakra no nko agenda baka so onje o kroma ajibo kroma me se ne enti se na we 1 2 3 years kroma jibo president kroma se no unayi agenda bam say hey masa jiko ye dwuma we mame
two onya kese na two
sisi a o me
no chese de ma wa no jim
jibo kuma aswa
sana beso che
saro me saro
yeah so the reality na chiro
president o me
the mask na is wa jim
oh na so mu jim da
hey
mu jim da
sa
zabugu
okay
one for now
I think the board jibo they have to try and lead the media.
Okay.
But not allowing the media to lead them. So the person ya enko criticize
you areas bi so ho I think aya na yeso ye kofa te say foreign ya the example me boa we ho mo yo mo ya even a the modern media you know katubo say much of their concentration is on the field no me ko so park so and no more discussing
yeti ya ban say
and discuss tactics
ohono akatuen kam
e dey asana zakito kan akatuen kam
enti omo discuss akatuen asamo
da bi akatuen timi kam
I don't know akatuen administration sati no say
and I'm say akatuen timi kam
sati no kwa
how often
so ohono Man United akatuen kam da
akatuen timi kam
Man United
baby no akatuen
United 3 months into a place
captain me see baby akatuen timi kam me nam ka chewo
all the
don't manage the story no na say media na media na
I don't form concentration ko
because they manage it well and yes idea media bia ni ho say Manchester United to na say Arsenal ti hoyi na 3 months into aka o so omo nkan for the last because omo do team no media
and the banner headline
no media it's the way they manage of stories and money out what I say now one year side na uzaka tu come na sembe news be cheza wi na place ekoye ye fere say they dey omudu ya party any side we kura ye ka na sika kam mitabogu say place party dey kura ye ka and others to the extent that John Terry more any some about you kura na ye ka e do so nye football asem Ejino sesika sem lokwa ebia they manage it out na nye sadia say omunya the slightest of that 1 month cry come on dey on kwale some charging wages week cry come on hit hey
aya my concentration in field no so more
field no so there your coaches no any teams no don't be the be discuss it the co park no so I said that we've been discussing what is happening on the field referees in some no media can watch me and the park is also mega
Yanko yanim yanko yanko
ko ni wese gina
yanko yanim
o se kan park and am say referees in some no mudi aye kan ho se mu enye park to se no ka
wo da hwe na anu ya ko ne has e babo na ye discuss e Solomo akwako take coach me enka but sometimes enye ye eyo omo create this confusion. So they create this confusion. Eti once omo say woni abra wo ka fit no asem no. But when support akodi semu. Then it's that censorship. Jimo fi say yeti you say aboche if supporters meet me coach training say ko pam coach and you topic for discussion over there. They will discuss it.
Omo can be weak.
So eti how supporters
I'm picking different angles.
Almost man ye. Now new Kotoko. So there should also new supporters.
Okay, yan twa so mame fan to just weekend dey say FA Cup games and eba so.
Yeah, to.
Kwasi da we na wotwe Asante Kotoko ni Nations FC ewo Baba Yara Sports Stadium. The new Asante Kotoko board omo ba appear ewo Baba Yara Sports Stadium.
Okay.
Na omo do omo abekire eye Kotoko achitafo Kotoko any Nations FC game no. Inti yen shenenso ewo ho ye koye ni Makazo folk board chairman ura togu afede eni ya katua kamu nyina after meeting e course no has place at the two yempanyifo anim e form bosum ya katua ho no eni odi bibia ma MD say omohwe no mo settle place ni including omo bonuses ana akamu nyina no odi bibia ama Julius say onhwe na ontimi enso to bibia emfemfo me sure say we good news. Yes, intimi san ko meeting bi after receiving this and
utia about school fees e ko je fans obabi nana ko school fees utia o ko je fans obabi
on ma meeting bo ma baso
on dey so on the te hono obo baso
tibo na baso
ba nya ayi akoda ayi no man come 2 months salary 2 months winning bonuses ade I think how you na onye what is it? I don't think they we that a good news to the extent that any ebia players no bra mo bre enkran brabo o de na say utako enkran brabo na from most of these guys have traveled from omo crew so anomako do nkran omma mi no papa ni ho abusuan bia ni ho omo bibia ye house of folk it is a katua kama it's a problem. I thank God for Yankopon abo na issue check. I'm only hoping say check it and so it will go through. What I say, we shouldn't check here one thing. Check it go through another. No mo sa kan musika. No mo timi aye juma so mo ye. Me dey be say me bo to go dey me bo na baso. As e kwan of us we have so if for nothing krana to be mind correct no. But lately no, I'm not happy with how things are happening. And I'm only praying say Mr. Wadam for Julius Amuna obey different from other managing directors of my house of folk. The other time I was talking to a top man house of folk and ne someone now walk no like se sana beto aso dia papa na beto aso dia maybe and my best because you found metra armchair managing director na over him. So he asked a question say suddenly I said those men that say by na nya the opportunity have several to folk but still who they are moye what I say be as something to be bigger craba a bit to me solve problems. So in council a lot of businesses Accra only has to folk team attractive to attract all these potential people. Oh yeah, the people will come on. That's all that I make us say. And the producers in the story by say Kotoko board not started church letters to potential sponsors to come on board now make us say the TI the omuma because supporters are not coming to the stadium. Sponsor be over be as one number adieba kon hwepa is adio. Aside beautiful football obo or share supporters no so we see a stadium because the American supporters almost 7 teams no more 2 different ways of the teams no benefited directly and indirectly. Indirectly say you hear more numbers na sponsor so and the arbitrage card am club no directly they will try that stadium ko he o ma ko he match no so me feel say Accra ye cosmopolitan area. Ghana say business na one kind. Say house of folk near me with facilities with all kind of structure pa. Oh comparative analysis. House of folk and structure pa no. Go to fact class be end to move. What I say? Almost structures na e wo no. But any part effect e put on wo no. Omo jibo omo ye no na enso ani. So we expect the managing director, new managing director no. Obviously the narrative no. Ama house of folk no and then you know we make my running team in such a way say team make my attractive. Sponsors ama no so support the Togo the eba because say the Apple credit be can say is Togum. The fact that the fact that board members say wealthy men in their own right, no, does not mean say Kodoko to name you not say continue like this the same because the Kodoko Obama a bit my kind supporters now. Omu do be omegina because make us say omobusu won ko manyu bia na yeyu edu bia na no to no ewu to so be yakoye kwa afo badwene ni no fa bi ni nana bi ni mami betimi aka che no akosi ade a wo ye di wo fa se we ka de of start adwene say mami ko mo fa se enu no ya moa clubs no mi ni nyina no asante kotoko house of folk they need to lead the way. By organizing the teams well, by doing a lot of things, a bit about our supporters, no. And so, the baby America says that over 2 of them was away. Kotoko chairman, not a house of folk chairman. You are not only running the team. The reason why the baby America have it, I said no. We bet my catches that was then. Na media no near but of course, so the kind of name or a relevant. How you get the supporters on board. How Roman supporters will feel sense of belonging. Today be the Asante Kotoko belong to you. But you need pass Kotoko belong to you. No Kotoko, but a first one. Na Kotoko chekisika. Your moral beings can say if you I was saying mudi. But belonging to you, only a Nidia Kotoko de Bemau. Belonging to you, a Nidia house of Edi Bemau. So they have the numbers, they have the supporters. Say the reactions are open. Your foreign leagues are here. And you know, say man to Tony and my be money part to now you know say hey me team way say man ko just can fan support to team no enko ya obe help and food you know. I remember those days Herbert Mosande e buy membership drive e buy those days near wo school no say man twabia me free say makoso Asante Kotoko eti me Kotoko that Kotoko express say man tobia me free say hey Kotoko enya sika e was something na me ye no every now and then me talk Kotoko friends say express me try membership driver me try me tell publishing me di wom na me so proud of that but the name bia enkoda ba you cause omo nya omo nye because o man ade bia ye say ono any place of kwakọ ye sade no so board for any management no omo for supporters in kan ho say adwuma no omo ye no because at the end of the day supporters number bus stadium ama won so sika we be rom no benya bi
amon for mon kan won say
o manage wo omo no you have an eye on the supporters e kan mo so for so omo ye omo nema ehia mo e dino mo so mo input ultimi nko gene say supporters ndo bi am ka so omo ye somewhere autonomous or semi autonomous but omo baba omo bo bia na nam say o team no ntino team Kotoko another team has of folk ntino e say omo feel the sense of belonging say oh the team no almost a major role to play in the team. Uno mo discussions, uno mo meetings, uno mo hu de mbasa mo ye. Eti no e basa edipa bia na okwa bontia. Se wo waka okosia group bia or catch a report no so tima ye de say anya hwe no menso ye value media me ye. But you say we take decision about the end am ha. Ye be say ya. Okay. O say so folk na say no mo ka say omo ne board. Omontam ayekama tinansen ayekoba e no chole de koma board for you fit say bia they say
ya ha ne ba bia na example no ya na omone supporters na ha supporters ne amone supporters no mu rules na different na
supporter be a supporter only say over supporter no
go ha dey answer na supporters go me so mo run team ni management na
enu dey say supporter o ni ya na say o mani hu ne limiter on contra
o mani hu ne limit kura wasa sorry atia
o ana meka no dan ya obenya some miscreant kakra bi o ma o me try but dodo na no fall in line with the opposite way in the house of Fuka edana agada betra no ko agada betra no oso wa ka say chairman Yusuf Vision I want more project omo hu say they've gotten the leader no EDBB aba they are following it minim so benya enkrofobia omo de omo to omo ye da amasofo krobia bi omo bia so benya sankofo no bi but say dodo no e follow de mo ya na we mu de no abaye but say effective because omo ntimi nya ba mo jaima ne mo na se team no mo nkan we na meto na se be hu de ko bi ade team no ye bia na supporters de no we de na mo ha obeka che be jetum
Mate captain ma me fa Zach ma me ntio kakra bi finally say has of folk bibia dem clear no ma de dem
omo check no ma issue nyan clear
oh
until da nje
dey say nothing at the end process on faso dutu no anoma
ya o da biti players no e bi footmass ya omo bu so for BT program ni e bia na akwaje bosia nje ka say clear a oba friend si ase friend camera no
masa
si say e mo me a say oh ye show to be assign check no
akwaje for trace
say omo clear omo check so ka say last time bi omo ka say check about di mo one week na nyan clear o eti ye careful kai ba ko bi sa eti ye careful so eti ye very careful with how this are go but jibo on a more serious note has no kotoko bia no whoever becomes MD and says you bia o you my listen it's never true say okwa unya sponsorship okomasi anya bia no we have something to stand by it and say yenya si oba kotoko na sponsor say buno so bosome kotoko weight bill over 3 billion cents no dey otimi yare uchiaka anya bia before ofuru kotoko yan say na o the player kotoko bia ka ansa na ofuru kotoko akọ and you know if a man was able to for 3 good years run kotoko jibo with onwa internal generated furniture ya that narrative say okwa they are not ready to sponsor on yanokre. It is about how attractive you are to them. Kwambe soon offer to approach you. How attractive is your brand? A very key. If just 3-4 years ago, I see kotoko Emma ne very interesting. I think say Ajibu. Now the MD at House of Folk. Jibu. Greater Accra, Umpodi, one of companies are saying now. Now, me born and I the most of the companies almost now, me and Greater Accra. So he can't just be a talking MD. He can't be that usual MDs now. I'm sorry, I got to go out for the check. At least he should show working by trying to bring some sponsorship on board. Sanabeya, Jibu, Sabusimi be drew. Now, and we are there. You have your money to pay your salaries.
When my dear Bakoso has, yes, MD for number no more sponsorship. Sponsorship nibit me a call. Proposal bibia, but once a board is canisha. Minimum one sponsor or sponsor Kotoko. Amount are not the Makotoko, no, the same amount Emma has of folk. Meeting a bomb with the Beteka. Ombe sponsor Kotoko. Has Omsis Kanisha. MTN at the point was the headline sponsor for House of Folk. Yes, it's Kanisha. And now SAS Bedao.
And so because
so sometimes you also look at your level at a particular moment. So let me just say, Ebia sa Brenner company neighbor no. So we share oko fan maybe a house of 2000 and this how oko fan kotoko of maybe a chuma and this how it will share baby a team ni word that particular no always cano. Tebit me aboa.
You see say and maybe a kotoko has in there. For example, at a point in time, na kotoko before nana ya eko ya no at least na yete so send ene 100,000 bia o say little for near so the figure at least the figure no do na around 100 no nti depend on a brow bebo no time no so a na o ye den na utum based on your performance on the field of play and how you are selling the brand because jibo ade I hakot kwana see pan in South Africa omumohwe o because some of the brands no yes they need you playing in Africa consistently every day every year but they are not there, they are not seen okoba kwa no befie no atene nchen ya no akoba no atene nchen ya and more in terms of getting consistent sponsorships and getting plenty jibo so wanya dodo na scanner bibira jibo anya bado
okay
eti sa ade na we ba say so no jibo almost board no so house board no so munja sa so ba no
Mate Alhassan Said Kofiza Kito Medase se obet bibia boko de ehe na so befa
nya boko sa yibi story be fi central region aba ha adwempa
central region
syndicate omo de mponchi no mo wia
me hu e no
omo ye cartel omo mponchi kwa no mo wia jibo na police for kochi omo ne omo engage in shooting no case na serious captain captain yes we are much no punch be 27 show mo na so eso mo hwehwem they say dwaso for jibu krum ha ya hyedodo say security services need me page on money here captain dey heavy enye easy ene aso omo ne punch na a police for aso mo den the captain dey omo kon jibo e hard my embrace no so walk up no jibo on say adie say we chirebe ni achire o utiem komo around the World Cup. Sometimes you feel like it's months. Captain, we are less than 100 days into it. Roughly by next week, we'll be 90 days into the World Cup. And we need to start analyzing and talking about a World Cup and various conversations around the World Cup. But Fatah could go be share, and that was a brilliant goal on his weaker foot, in the right foot, no. Cross nearby and send you see for me a ball on the net. That was impressive. But the sad thing is that week in, week out, we are not seeing a lot of Ghanaian players or more say like up at their stage. Nigerians, they are not going to the World Cup. I'm using as an example. So Ademola Lookman here, Jumama Atletico Pau. Excellent job, no Atletico. Now he's one player, Diego Simone Infaninsi for January, February, March, and Yoma Kuyama Atletico Pau because in the Copa del Rey, Jibo met me Barcelona Football Cup final. And a UEFA Champions League on my Spurs 5-2. And in all those matches, Ademola Lookman was so instrumental. Then Galatasaray, we see Victor Osimhen against Liverpool. This is the top sides. It gives you class. The coach made me happy around there. Say 2-way crana. Agent anymore. Create me the be so near Queen. But elsewhere in Ghana, our conversation is quite different. 2010 World Cup year come. Now we had a team, and there were some individual players and no more yard in their respective clubs. This time around, we don't have a team, and we also don't have individual players or more yard in their respective clubs. And me whom I am. Also now, can Obisa Samuel apart from Kakroba England, there was Sunderland, the man in Dean Pejai, and not normally we can club football now on XL. But before 2010, now Samuel Bujenuma from 2004, the Basa after 2004, me uncle Tunisia, and I started more chance. No, Bujenuma, they are qualified for World Cup now, about 2006, about 2008 to go 2010. But no, at Chester at the national team level, he's good to go. So it should be Steven up here. Juvenile Teko Kakra, but no bad national team are different players together. Sule. And fortunately, in 2010, in Kuala call Egypt no. Ye pushi Ajiman Bedumo, ye pushi the demo 209, ye pushi Samuel Nkumu, Eddie Ababi wura senior team Jonathan Mensah mo. So Mumbeka senior team no. So John Mensah has already established himself. And yeah, Jonathan Bekan, they do baby Isaac Vossa, then now Bekan. These were all there. And said Sape, John Pencil, sat back four on Jibu. Normal bomb in almost 2 competitions. So from 2006, 2008, and a year to 2010. Then over a year goalkeeper in Olele from 2006 and an hour to 2010. No who so backline no so na Ricardo na account and a changes kakra bi ba ya avo sabeshim tinenye changes bebre Antoniana from 2008 to am for instance Antoniana 2010 2008 Afcon na Antoniana na say hodada just in front of the back four there was somebody who was already present and Sunday Kevin Prince Boateng Thomas a new person I pen with Kweja Samoa. Asamoah was around because now Asamoah ko Afcon. Into the last time because Afcon ya Ghana yankwe. E be di ehwamo pa. And Asamoah
am hu ye team ni
good. Into so 2010 a highest form now. We had a team and we also had new players springing up. To create that touch. Inkum eba Penn State go ball first match and so ye di inkum beto ho. At a point ye be bench Muntari ama Dedaba. So that was how things were going for us. I feel we don't have a team, and we don't have individual players doing well, and we don't have new faces at the top level. And fortunately, I'm saying under 20 this one team I'm performing, you know. So my batch, last batch, you know. And that is where the trouble comes in when it comes to national team conversation. We should start having serious conversation about the Blasters. I say, come on, the day some kakra, ne way diaba be urem. No. Baby, done it. And you know the tricky aspect of the Blasters, the game against Panama. A match we need to win at all points. The moment you draws our match, I had Ghana for being before the other matches, because when I share Panama, why now ocean I qualify. I say, we feel so comfortable because of how.
But some of you be England.
It's idea back one may who say, born on one politics, no one she ya na would you go when you must. Yeah, dear grad be when you must. Born politics because there's a lot that goes in a many sure say young coupon. Or said that man any babo and whole politics and you way so on go
in any baba.
Oh, Chipo.
Ye can near man have do my name.
Born a politics no.
But didn't Yanko Pomas
faso a new man called 4 years. New man called 4 years and son of my baby dear Nimono. From Sap, everyone said party A and a baby. There's no woman in every crime back who's one there, said them and Yanko Pon and Yamiabet. Win them, how 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 win them. On fan home before the Munda. Yanka no kure. Bible na kyerɛ sɛ Nyankopɔn ɛyɛ obi a ɔyɛ nimkuntwini. Ɔn ni obi nkyɛ na mu nyam. Nimkunfu. Nse nipa baako ana akuo baako we nam ha. A ɛnyɛ ɔno kwan. We nam ha ɛnyɛ ɔno kwan a ɔde no bɛgyima yɛ den.
But I dey o say o.
Oh jibo. Na me se ball na ɛbɔ no.
Ɛnyɛ possible say.
Operations na ɛyɛ o ball no mu. Ɔmo nkɔ baabi.
Ball dey the mini problem.
The same thing about politics.
Politics dey na me say. Ɛnyɛ possible say. Nyankopɔn ma ne ebeyi obi am na bedi o man nanim.
Na ɔmo di o nan nanim no. Ɔmo nam Nyankopɔn ma ne kwan so nko ana. These are people who are engaging strange things. I be anka nyame bie wani amoa hu a ka yembe sew. What time would they title Ghana right after an election year? Yeah, after election year, I had the tasty pa. Your 2 baby I had the following year. Chromatium, and with me a butu crana yemaso. Tell the amom or Munsufa, Yamesam and Bremuna, because at the end of the day, Bible needs to be another neighborhood yakro. Too soon in Yameka side, ne baby now on Cosa. And I said, what Diabana the buy in free Yamio. And to me, baby, I don't talk about them. The mechanics or more some of kind. And they do abanom the buy and one a betchere. So for busy Ghana Caucus England, I hear chain Ghana Bebo England. But I had your best from the tactical point. And from the tactical point I made, Pache say we are not in a safe zone. Jordan, in interview said we shouldn't change much of the team. No, Crepa, the captain, can't Kasane say. But we don't have a team. The last time now, Bobo. Look at the injuries. They say Paeka say Ghana our deal back four for the tournament here. Back four, how many times no more bomb? And no more born have they proven? I said, do pay born. No, actually, say be your own conanim. But I hold your own foul. Prime John Pencil. Not to no bonny year power. Young Fabi be Anton Chayon. Ube who knew a dread one no I cross no asambadachi. I am ready and no start teacher water. By a cat John Mensa and net born na John Mensa born. A real more panya. It say Bearman a Chirino. A typical Africa centre back. Kulibali mo di enibi. Rogube song mo di enibi no. Samuel Selko for mo di enibi way a pillar no. Yem bisi en ho say ne. Why na gina wa kase we ni pillar. Ye di way air partner no. We e chire ho. What say a 6. Ye defensive midfield no. Until your last 5 matches or 4 matches to the end of the World Cup. Any enya kwesisi bo aye bona baso. So kai time me bo Antoniana no. Now Antoniana na ba bo against Mikel Obi mo Abogana number 6 ami akọ semi-final of the AFCON. Antoniana answer na oko 2010 World Cup. And sa e ka 2008 Africa, Nigeria, Cameroon, Egypt. That was prime African football. Out me survival in midfield battle. Or to say yes, we survive it. So our defensive midfield was established. And the NBC I say, kwesi Sibo no. I say oh Sibo no. Has he been tested in any major competition? Near can say we are stable Hana. So I see who when dodo. And sadly, we also don't have a manager who is even proven. No can say we are dear. Do you think Chenny bet me as a I'm a former as a
or second World Cup.
But he has not proven himself. The World Cup no be bet me akwa Okobi anu akwaje 10 goals no ahye 1 no aba. 3 matches no bo anu agye 10 goals no. So you be kan so akwa. But it's about the nipa na chere. Into friendly matches na ye ekobolo. Sa friendly matches. Gibo. Germany and Austria matches. Many die chiri pa. I'm looking at the call-ups. I'm looking at the understanding between the players because Bakuna Eko Asia boy and they clearly some try and error, which is understandable because we need some new faces in our setup to create options and variety. In the event so or the South tournament in ma new players be chance try to more new positions be see they hard here, but with almost less than 100 days to the World Cup, experiment sorted.
Mate se obed na be fa bi mfa ba bi ba ko na
na me say na mo kasa about the media and how the media should relate to the new Kotoko board. Jibo, I'll be honest. So they were being most communication directors within Kotoko. So our department and I am penny for them funny serious.
Yem penny for bay.
A mom di club anymore.
Among for communication department is
I'm funny serious.
Sedenti. I don't whole face problems.
Oh, Yamenqua. I'm a crowd as a media Yamediana make. I'm talking about some they don't the amount of money they invest in the operations department. A move 10% and by the communication department. In 2 years, you have issues with the media. You always be reacting.
And the budget no dey there.
And your budget to see a communication a public relation. A broad a decasier on its own. And your budget say yeah the budget come you yeah the scale come be as a mo. How you relate to somebody?
Oh, so.
In various means. First of all, the establishment must accept the role of communication within their project. What am project ni beko you? The role of communication. I see a to say, yeah, paying so dear. ye de wasi ha say ama wo ho tumi e ma wo ho kwan see wo tena baabi e kasa bia na he should make sure say the obefiri na no aba bia no it is connected to that obefiri the PR ho baba. Board members must understand say fa kotokon common ye kodia as a see din koma emma di okasa ma yen no ne nhyehyɛ wa yen ne enya din ma yen. Tamna me kana it's a very very big issue.
Be bold.
Oh there be that. Oh no say
nya kokodro na kasa.
Oh jibo asam na me kana.
Ana ka tun over nya kokodro.
Board member bi wo baby. Akodi club no nkomo bi wo baby.
Akoka asafofo.
No akoka tum akoka fra. Na PR no te ono so te baby na afa na eji so fa akire na eji se bi ofre nipa no koye interview no ko hu abeze o voice na kro bia bi se mfa ma no dan say de wo yes our voice de obi enu mfa ma ne biem ni ho
eno na makotoko ni media na nya problem ana
oh there be me kansamba I'm explaining something first na o kasa radio so a Facebook bia ni woni akotwa wo and the Facebook o kasa na nipa na record it nti say radio station cast only release voice nimpa voice na nya voice nada. So the point I'm trying to make is that they must understand that that department a professional and the measures of the person idea so move follow. David had a smooth relationship because he was very close to Nana Amponsa. But others were at the reactive base because obehunu na panyin na toatum obehunu na panyin no ebia kotokwa abobo awie nsentrofu atwa wasia no aka asem bi coach no mepam no kyena ya numere bi ko pam no na nsentrofu na peke na afi na gise we ne ba be preprech na bi. You must allow the system to work. The recommendation of the PRO, you can say PRO no radio station bi bokot ko achi no akoho no akoye ni smooth works ye be wie no na ches obi so afa no akoto atum. Fighting external battles in Kotoko is not difficult compared to fighting internal battles. So be wo mu amumu. No one can say di mu bone na mo nsem no no cheche an. E din kra cha abonten so for. So abonten so for the jibo betimi aka say captain siasi abosume so e man 5,000. Club let me release statements so enye no kre. Ba wonye obi omumu no twa siasi salary ne the man sentro ni a. Wo de obeka no kra no di agro a wo na otubetwi. So internally, in as much as we are talking about external issues, sometimes internally people want to please media men.
More management and board.
They want to please media men. So therefore, they establish connection with media men on personal basis because of more selfish interest. Into piano could be class and Albertino. No, the above thing. Ebi a board chairman on pen asem. It's your committee no matter take decision no the man in call for say oh me meeting decision make as me for so and o take decision no aka ni nyina obete na sponsorship na da abonten na we da abonten into PR no how do you communicate
kotoko no oma ye de adwuma na show monsa no omo di tim ninya
na make a
chain me wasema wakana
I mean yeah
a chain evidence and show from tom baby
na central ni ya fancy akọ board meeting sometimes am for ho em makaka yakọ board meeting so bed me ni ho ba metimi aka de see board ni nyina meeting ase wo panyin se wo ka no kra betin akọ akomam se asem abrantie ken wonboa no kra na oka ne bae. So if you want to have a smooth relationship, allow the system to work. Budget you chama operations, mun chasa budget ni be my communication department no. And sometimes if you have a relationship with media men as a PR or as a communication director, you won't say minka. These are all part of the game. One game you won't say minka. You